Guess I'm also hopping on this bandwagon. Spy X Family is probably one of the fastest growing shows we've had in anime history. I've seen hundreds of creators talk about this anime when only 2 episodes were out. So, let's go through both the anime and the manga together to see how it holds up. First, I've been reading the Spy Family manga for almost 5 months now, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it in its entirety. Our main characters are Anya, Lloyd, and Yor, and they are all considered main characters because we switch between perspectives constantly telling different stories at once, and I really enjoy that form of storytelling. First, we meet Twilight. He's a highly skilled spy who masters in playing roles and disguises, and he gets a new mission from this hot lady that he has to start a new family to infiltrate the house of this weird guy who plans on starting a new war. So to achieve this, he has to get an adopted child to be acquainted with this weird guy's son, Damien. So just like any other, he plays the role of Lloyd Forger and takes this extremely seriously. He goes to an orphanage and meets Anya, who is secretly a psychic, and proceeds to read Lloyd's mind to solve a crossword puzzle to impress him. Things happen and then they meet Yor, and during a criminal chase, Lloyd asks Yor to be his fake wife, and this is where the story starts. Things that happen that are important are like Anya entering a school that is so prestigious that if you are slightly less elegant than a millionaire, you will not make the cut for an interview. So Lloyd, being Lloyd, has done his best playing the role of the most elegant man ever. Oh, wait, am I boring you? How about a panel where Lloyd is about to kill a man? Or this panel where Lloyd is about to kill a man? Or this panel where Lloyd is about to kill a man, but during tennis. This manga has extremely goofy moments that show its comedic side, but also plans on telling a coherent story, such as their dog Bond, who was abused and experimented on so much that he can now see possible futuristic outcomes, which, if Anya reads his mind, she can kinda see futuristic outcomes. Things like that and heartfelt moments between the whole family, like Lloyd finally getting rest after constant work as a spy and Anya snuggling next to him for comfort, or how Lloyd openly expresses his appreciation for Yor to save her from embarrassment. Even scenes like Anya trying her hardest to be friends with Damien to help out her father are just small things in this manga that make it enjoyable. They just hit me right here, like right there. Before we go on to the anime, I have one more thing to say. Why are there so many hot women? Her, not you, her. There are characteristics that come from side characters in this manga that make you never forget them even when they're off screen, like Afro being a constant flow of enjoyment as he represents the homies who be struggling getting a girl, man. It's tough out here for the boys. He just wants to be happy. Or even Yuri, who works for the people trying to stop spies or sus people doing sus things and starts catching on to Lloyd. There are many scenes in this manga which are just action-filled, which adds to the goofy aspect of this manga whilst also making it really, really cool. Now, time for the Oh lord, I knew people were excited for such an enthralling comedy, but being number 3 on Mal, whilst only having 2 episodes, is especially wild. Something I would say the anime is not overhyped, in quotations. No matter how you see it, an anime that has a lot of excitement around it will get given an immediate 9 out of 10 on Mal, making it appear much higher than it deserves. But the thing with Spy Family is that it is a show that covers every point really well. And if people were recommended it because it was so high on my anime list, it would definitely not be a bad thing. Good animation, good plot, good characters, and extremely wholesome. It's obvious that it won't stay at the top for the test of time. Hopefully that statement doesn't age poorly, but even saying that, it's definitely not completely not overhyped. Animes such as Mob Psycho 100 and Link Click shouldn't be overshadowed by Spy Family due to unreleased hype. The anime regardless has a remarkable style of animation that fits it more than I could have ever hoped. Something I hated was the Tokyo Revengers anime because it could never capture the same feelings I had in the manga, but Spy Family anime doesn't mess that up. The voice acting is all done really well. It's not Attack on Titan, it's not Beastars, but it's definitely a solid grade voice performance. And my favorite part, the music. Oh man, the ending is something everyone should hear at least 6 times because it makes you want to sit until the end and makes you feel as if you're snuggling in a blanket watching a warm fire. The opening is also unbelievably charming. The change in color, the complete change in art styles, and the amazing song to pair with it all makes it such a good intro to an anime. The most annoying thing about this show is the repeated amount of Anya memes. The absolute immense amount of unfunny Anya encounter memes that used to fill my feed was quite obnoxious. I understand that isn't a real critique of the anime itself, but the reason that is because there isn't one. So yeah, now finally, would I recommend this show? Why would I not? I can promise you I've only seen one person have a bad experience with Spy Family, and this guy thinks that My Hero Academia is peak, so obviously got some screws loose. I'm gonna have to give this show a solid
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild before it, Elden Ring is one that we'll be looking back to as a game that moved the genre forward.